Everybody gets bored, and you and I are no exception to that statement. So what do? We imagine. We imagine a better world, a world that we create ourselves. And how do we do that? Through music, drawing, hanging out with friends, getting lost through mediums, and the list goes on and on. But when our boredom subsides, so does our world. Now take that concept, that imagination, those childlike tendencies, and give them to a high school girl. But not just any high school girl, Miss Haruhi Suzumiya, the god of the universe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ocean Planet. My name is WK, and today I'm going to be talking about the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Let's dive in. The story starts off with what I like to think of as our main protagonist, Kion. Now, everybody just calls him by his nickname, but other than that, Kion is just an average kid living an average life. But one day something steamrolls through his average life and turns it into something that becomes wacky and crazy. And that steamroll is Haruhi Suzumiya. Now, Haruhi is not average. She participates in class activities, gets good grades, is super athletic, but she is bored. Haruhi is only interested in the bizarre and the weird, and she states it in her opening dialogue.
And I guess I got used to the idea of living in an ordinary world. And just like that,
Nice to meet
I was in high school.
I hope we all have a good
And
year
that's
together.
when I met her.
I'm Haruhi Suzumiya from East Junior High. First off, I'm not interested in ordinary people. But if any of you are aliens, time travelers, or espers, please come see me. That is all.
Though weird and unusual, Kion decides to talk to Miss Haruhi as he begins to be the only one who can put up with Haruhi for the most part. As I mentioned, she is God, and when she wishes for aliens, time travelers, and espers, what does she get? She gets aliens, time travelers, and espers. We have Mikuru, the time traveler, who acts as the innocent fan service girl that constantly gets dragged into Haruhi's endeavors, most of which are cosplay. Yuki, the quiet yet badass alien who has powers and knowledge that always seems to get the gang out of trouble. And Itsuki, the esper who has powers but only in certain conditions, and acts kind of like a judge and advice giver for Kion. With all of these characters, Haruhi decides to make her own club to prevent her boredom, and creates the SOS Brigade, or spreading excitement all over the world with Suzumiya Haruhi Brigade. This series is funny, quirky, but it's also quite thought-provoking. It deals with elements that most high school animes don't even look into. In fact, it can almost be thrillerish at moments. It has this common reoccurring theme that Haruhi must never know that she is God. Otherwise, she would just destroy the world and create it anew to relieve all of her boredom. So they do everything at her will, no matter what, no matter how crazy, and no matter how stupid it might be. Everybody on the SOS Brigade is likable and relatable, which makes every word of dialogue that goes through the show feel fresh and real, be it sarcasm or intelligent. Now, there are some dips in the show, with one episode being Some Days in the Rain, which, though it's interesting at some points, it always cuts to Yuki just reading and reading and reading and reading. The other is the entirety of the Endless 8 saga. I would love to talk more about Endless 8, but then I start getting into spoiler territories and I'm going to avoid that for the time being. But these are episodes that you should watch just to get the big nice payoff at the end. Now you can watch the show in two different ways. Kion order, which is the way they broadcasted it, or Haruhi order, which is the show that goes chronologically from episode 1 till the end. Though both ways are valid, I recommend Kion order. It makes you think a little bit more and it gives you a bigger ending and payoff. There are many items that I didn't really talk about, like the popular dance that caused spin-offs everywhere, and fan theories, but that's because more or less, though me recommending it to you, going into the show with small amounts of knowledge, it lets you live your own adventure with the SOS Brigade. There is one aspect that isn't in the show so much, which is drama, longing, and pain. This comes in the movie, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to wait until my next review for that. Overall, Haruhi is one of those animes that can do one of two things: make you fall in love instantly, or shy you away. Episode 00 is the one that almost did it for me, as while I was watching, I tried to grasp onto a story or plot, and I felt out of the loop and uninterested. It isn't until later, of course, that it makes sense and clicks perfectly into the story. Haruhi is an anime that you have no doubt heard about through online, friends, or just the anime community in general. Is it an anime worthy of its fan base? Yes. Do the fans take it too far by worshipping Haruhi? Well, to each his own. Haruhi earns a score of 8 out of 10 and a definite watch and buy. As always, thanks for tuning in, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep swimming.